Welcome, family. Welcome to JT. Nice snack in history. I got another good one for y'all. First thing foremost, welcome, family. I did a hangout earlier. Please check that out. Very powerful. Random talk. I did that a few hours ago. Like I said, check it out. Subscribe and like to my channel. The Darkness Awakens. Let's get them likes and the views up on my live stream and my videos. Hit that bell. When I be giving powerful live streams and videos. If you want to keep in contact with me, go to my page, Jerry Thomas, on Facebook. Also, I have a Facebook group, all in caps, JTNVP, Thinking for Ourselves. Also, I have a Twitter account, all in caps too, at JTBlackman44. And last, lower caps, last Instagram account, JT Black Star. Again, welcome, family. First thing foremost, let me put in my thing here. And we're going to get this going, family. Matter of fact, we're going to like that. I don't like to start off just that. That's unfair. She stayed asleep. What's good, brother? What's good? Let me put my little thing, let you know who I am. Nah, I ain't like that. Let me get that off. Remove. But I'm glad we're gonna wait some more people to come in. And we're gonna get this, we'll get this cracking. Had a pretty, yo, brother Rob. Okay, my brother, thanks for coming through. Peace to you, peace to the educator, our educator in our community, brother Rob. Check out his channel, and so you'll find out how do we educate our kids. All right, so check out my brother Rob, my good brother right there, Rob. Welcome, Rob. Welcome, family. I got a good one. Only I can say it's a black woman. That's all I'm going to say. It's a good one. To me, she's a little controversy, but it's one of my heroes. Watch out, fam. I'm telling you. I got good ones coming. Trust me. I got good ones coming. Yes. Let me get this out the way, family. I'm trying to wait some more people to come in. Then we're gonna get this started. Thanks for joining. Nice snack and history with JT. I'll be doing this sometime, so stay tuned for that. No, so if you have any nice snack, you could carry, bring it along, and we gonna snack it up. And we gonna get our history on. That's what it's all about. Educate. No, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Welcome, words. Welcome, welcome, welcome. One to you. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Welcome, my brother Jarvis. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm talking to the mods right now. If you know anything, people that doing stupid on my platform, get them out. Tonight, we not playing. Put them in timeout. That's 22. If it's a warning, no. Warning is a 22. Timeout is a Glidock, aka 47 or terror shot. They gone. That's how we gonna do it. That's how we gonna do it. That's how we gonna do it. This ain't no playing, no game. When I come to the people platform, I respect. So I advise. So I want the respect on my platform. That's how I'm gonna run it. So Mars, do what you have to do. I already put the word out. That's it. Now, hold on, fam. Get this out. Okay. Now, again, welcome to my night snack and history and conversation with Jay, the one and only, the underrated darkness, aka the well-rounded chef JT. I'm not just chefing up in the kitchen, I'll be chefing up in information. Now, this is, I can say, one of my sheroes, Shirley Chisholm. This is somebody that I'm very, very fortunate to meet, talk to her about good 5 or 6 times, and I'll tell you more about that. Shirley Anita Chisholm was born November 30th, 1924. She died, she made her transition January 1st, 2005. Was an American politician, educator, and author. In 1968, she became the first Black woman elected to the United States Congress. Now, I'm going to stop right here. Now, I know people was talking about Barbara Jordan. Barbara Jordan made history. She was the first Black woman that ran for president in 72. And one that held her spearhead with that was Shirley Chisholm. So I just want to throw that at you. All right. Elected to the United States Congress. She represented New York 12th Congress District for 7 terms from 1969 to 83. Oh, pardon me. It's a switch. I'm sorry. Instead of Barbara Jordan, it was Shirley Chisholm. I'm sorry, but I'm going to read it. She became the first black candidate for a major party nominated for president of the United States. That's my fault, family twist. She was the first, Shirley Chisholm. And the first woman running for Democratic Party president nominations. So it goes to show that also she was nothing to play with, family. Shirley Ann St. Hill was born November 3rd, 1924, like I say, 4 in Brooklyn, New York, to migrant parents from the Caribbean region. She had 3 younger sisters, 2 born within 3 years after St. Hill, 1 later. Their father, Charles Christopher St. Hill, was born British Guyanese, lived in Barbados for a while, then arrived in the United States until Cuba on April 10th, 1923. That was during the time of Marcus Garvey and his movement. That's when it started really picking up at that time. Gotta throw that in. Aboard SS Moonmar in New York City. Their mother's Ruby Seal was born in Christchurch, Barbados, and arrived in New York City aboard SS Picayune on March 8th, 1921. Very interesting. Her father was an unlike labor who sometimes worked in the factory that made burlap bag when he could not find factory employment. Instead, workers as a baker helper, while her mother was skilled seamstress and domestic workers who had same time. As a consequence, in November 1929, as St. Hill turned 5, she and her 2 sisters were sent to Barbados on a SS Volcano with their material grandmother. Email line Seal. Returnal. They were there. They lived on a grandmother's farm in the Vauxhall Village in Christchurch when she attended on a 1-bedroom schoolhouse that took education seriously. Now I want to stop there. A lot of us at that time, we didn't have schools, so we was getting teachers in houses, not just in the Caribbean, but around the world, especially in the United States and the Caribbean. That's very true. She did not return to the United States until May 19, 1934, aboard of the SS Nassau in New York. As a result of St. Hill spoke with the recognizable West Indian accent throughout her life. In her 1977 autobiography, On Board, she wrote, years later, I will know an important gift for my parents had given me by seeing that I had my early education in strict traditional British style schools of Barbados. If I speak and write easily now, that's early education in the main reason. As a result of her time on the islands and regardless of her U.S. birth, St. Hill always considered herself as a barbarian American. Okay. Regarding the roles of her grandmother, she later said, Granny, give me strength, dignity, and love. I learned from an early age that I was somebody. I didn't need Black Revolution to tell me that. Beginning in 1939, St. Hill attended girls' high school in the Bed-Stuy in Bedford-Stuyvesant. And I'm gonna stop right there, the neighborhood of Brooklyn. Now, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn was one of the famous areas, and also girls best girls high school. That was very. It was great. People came out through there. Need to throw that. A highly regarded intergay school that attract girls from throughout Brooklyn. Sang here earned her Bachelor of Arts from Brooklyn College in 1946, where she won prizes from her debating skills. She was a member of the Delta Sigma Theta. Sorority. Wow, I didn't know that. She met Conrad O. Chisholm the late 1940s. She had come to the U.S. from Jamaica in 1946 and later became a private investigator who specialized in. I don't know why they scratched that word out. Intelligence-based lawsuit. They married in 1949, large West Indian style wedding. Chisholm taught in nursery school while further her education, earning her BA, MA in elementary education from Teachers College at Columbia University in 1952. From 1953 and to 1959, she was director of Friends Day Nursery in Brownsville, Brooklyn, at the Hamilton Madison Child Care Center in Lower Manhattan. From 1959 to 1964, she was an educational consultant for the Division of Daycare. She became known as an authority on issues involving early education and child welfare. Running daycare centers got her interest in politics during the time that she was formed, and her political career worked as a volunteer for white dominant political clubs in Brooklyn and with the Bedford Stuyvesant Political League and the League of Women Voters. With the political league, she was part of a committee that chose a recipient and its annual Brotherhood Award. She was also a representative of Brooklyn branch of the National Association of College Women. Now I'm gonna leave it right there. Now this is during the time that when I was talking to the late great Shirley Chisholm. This was during the time I remember we had the conversation because I would ask her questions that why it took her a long time to run for office because it wasn't for office in one. But what happened was it was women of color was not mentioned back then. So a lot of our sisters we had to do volunteer work, organizing work, and it puts our agenda out there. So she had to come like Barbara Jordan and them. They have to come. They have to really come from the bottom. Just as our brothers back then too. So we have to understand this was help her to groom her to become a congresswoman. Again, I have to say this: first black woman. Okay, I want to throw that out. And she came up the hard way. Not even the women of other nationalities didn't acknowledge them, and that's the point. That's the thing that we have to remember too. You know, they think these women have represented. They all represented. No, not our sisters. While the women's rights was progressing, I'm talking about the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s, and even the 60s. Our black woman was not really a part of that. they was having them doing like organization leaders or volunteers and stuff. And so I just want to put that in there to really understand that it was hard, especially for us as people. State legislation. Chisholm was the Democrat member of U.S. State Assembly from 65 to 68, sitting in the 175th, 176th, 177th New York State Legislation. By May 1965, she had already been honored in the Salute of Women Doers Affair, in New York. One of her early activities in the Assemblyman was to argue against the state literacy test requires English, holding that just because of a person function better in his native language is no sign of person illiterated. By early 1966, she was a leader in a push by the statewide Council of Elections Negro Democratic for Black representation in key committee in the Assembly. Wow. Her successors in the legislation, unemployment benefits extended to domestic workers. She also sponsored introduction of a SEEK program, Search for Education Elevation and Knowledge, to the state, which provides disadvantaged students the chance to enter college while receiving extensive medical education. Now, I'm going to stop right here. Also, when I was looking at this, Shirley Chisholm was one of the few developed mainstream classes for special education. She was a part of that too, because when I was in special education, that bill that she passed, I know they're not going to say everything here, but her bill has helped me. That the work with kids and stuff. That's when she talking about like early childhood, early education. That's what she was remember. That's what she was like mentioning. And it was really, and at the time, it really helped me to deal with kids. It helped me to sharpen up my social skills. I had social skills already, but that really helped us really in our community, because that was just very unheard of back then. I just want to put that in because it's very important. As I know I said that she controversial. I'm going to say that in a few minutes, but she had make sure that it shouldn't be no isolation. We should all try to work through together. And education was the key. So big ups to the late great Shirley Chisholm for that. I had to bring that in. Said that person. In August 1968, she was elected as a Democrat National Committee woman from New York State. Wow. In 1968, she ran for the U.S. House of Representatives from New York. The 12th Congress District was part of court-mandated reapportionment plan had been significant. Redraw to focus Best Style, redraw to focus Bedford-Stuyvesant was thus expected to result in Brooklyn's first Black member of Congress. Adam Clay Powell Jr. had in 1944 became the first Black member of Congress from New York as a whole. Wow. So let's go to see New York. We're born and raised at. We were making history. Recognize that. Put some respect on our state. I just joke. As a result of the redrawing, the white incumbent and former 12th Representative Ina L. Kelly sought re-election in a different district. Chisholm announced her candidacy around January 1968 and established some early organization support. Her campaign slogan was "Unbought and Unbossed." In the June 18th, 1968 Democratic primary, Chisholm defeated two other black opponents, State Senator William S. Thompson and Labor official Dolly Robertson. In the general election, she staged an upset victory over James L. Farmer Jr., the former director of Congress of Radical Equality, who was running as a liberal candidate with Republican support, winning approximate 2-1 margin. Chisholm thereby became the first black woman to elect to Congress. Now, James L. Farmer Jr., why that name sounds familiar, he was down of the civil rights movement with Martin Luther King. I'm talking about back in early 60s. He was one of the few was debating. I believe he debated Malcolm X in the early 60s. I think 62, 61, 62, 63, something like that. And then as we already know, the late great Malcolm X had destroyed him like that. But he was one of the pillars of civil rights movement that walked with Dr. Martin Luther King and stuff like that. And I just want to put that in. And early terms, family, early terms. Chisholm was assigned to the House of Agriculture Committee. Given her urban district, she felt placement and environment to her constituents. When Chisholm confined to Rabbi Misham A. Skrisson that she was upset and insult by her assignment, Skrisson suggests that she use a surplus food to help poor and hungry. Chisholm subsequently met Robert Doe and worked to expand the food program. She later played a critical role in creation of special supplement nutrition program for women, infants, and women with program. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Now, what happened was, it was a lot of men, especially back then, was that we was not getting hardly no benefits. And this really came in, and that's when, like, throughout her career, it was quite a few men we felt left out. And that's when the feminists and stuff like that, but I just want to throw that in. But it was big for our women, because at that time too, they was not really getting help either. So this was really big too. I had to throw that in. So any women that says, "Oh yeah, I don't want to get wicked," oh, why I should get wicked, and these white women said, "Oh, this the feminists," white women and other women, other nationalities, take Shirley Chisholm, a black woman. Remember that, a black woman. Chisholm would credit Chisholm for the fact that so many poor babies now have milk and poor children have food. Chisholm was also placed on the Veterans Affairs Committee soon after she voted for Hale Boggs as House Majority Leader over John Conyers. Now, John Conyers Was a long time member of the Congress, and he also did some great things. He got caught up of sexual harassment charges. If people remember, like a few months ago, sad thing, he had to retire and stuff. There was some question about it. Some people saying, I'm just gonna leave it as that. I just want to throw that in. As a reward of her support, Boggs assigned to her much prized educational and labor committee, which was her preferred committee. She was the third highest ranked member of the committee when she retired from Congress. That means she's been in that committee for a very long time. And that's very unheard of, that a congressperson that stay on a committee for that long time, because usually they be switching up every 3 or 4 years. Only unless of their expertise. But back then it was unheard of. So I thought that back with that then, it was very unheard of. Although Chisholm hired for her office were women, half of these was black. Chisholm said that she faced much more discrimination during her New York legislation career, that she was a woman then because of her race. Okay. Chisholm joined Congressional Black Caucus in 1971. I want to stop right there. If you remember that I did a story by Eric McCaff, right? Eric McCaff was a co-founder of the Black Caucus. He was a co-founder of the Black Caucus. So that means that Shirley Chisholm. Oh, let me read this. Chisholm joined the Congress Black Caucus, and I saying why I said that, as one of the founding members. Here we go. She was a founding member of Congressional Black Caucus with Eric Metcalf. Remember I did a story about him? Co-founder right here. Shirley Chisholm, founder. You see what I'm saying, family? We got to learn to connect the dots, family. Got to learn to connect the dots. I'm getting excited here because we made history back then. And it was not many moons ago. Eric Metcalf, he ran with Jesse Owens in 1932, came in second, and then he make his mark. He defeated the racist Democrat Party Daley, and he co-founded Congressional Black Caucus, but Shirley Chisholm started it with him. Wow, this is exciting stuff right here, family. I want you to understand this. This is history that we need to tell our kids. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. At the same year, she also founded members of the Black Women Political Caucus. Same thing. Now, we always hear about Black Women Political Caucus, but we never hear Shirley Chisholm's name, right, family? Of course, because she's black and she's a woman. It goes to show again that this system has not recognized our contributions. No matter you're a black man, right now we talk about black woman. Founding member of the National Women Political Caucus. She founded it, but nobody don't talk about it. I know our community, we talk about it. We talk about it. But I'm going to throw that in. In May 1971, she, along with fellow New York Congresswoman Bella Abzug, introduced a bill providing $10 million in federal funds for child care service in 1975, less than expensive version introduced by Senator Walter Mondale eventually passed House and Senate. Comprehensive Child Development Bill was voted by President No Good Nixon, in December 1971, who said it was too expensive and would undermine the institution of the family. Right. And you got in trouble that next year in 72 when you was dipping in Watergate. Huh? And then after that, Richard Crook Nixon, and you have to get thrown out in 73. Gotta throw that in. Because people always want to talk, but they don't clean up their own. 1972 presidential campaign. This is it. It's getting good, family. Chisholm began exploring her candidacy in July 1971 and formally announced her presidential bid on January 25th, 1972 in a Baptist church in a district in Brooklyn. She called for a bloodless revolution at the forthcoming Democratic nomination convention. Chisholm became the first Black major party candidate to run for the United States. In the 1972 U.S. presidential election, she making her also the first woman ever run for Democratic Party presidential nominees. U.S. Senator Margaret Chase Smith had previously run for Republican president nominee in 1964. So she was the first in the Democratic Party, but she was the second. Her campaign was underfunded, only spending $300,000 in total. She also struggled to be regarded as a serious candidate, instead as a symbolic politician figure. She was annoyed as much as Democrat political establishment receiving little support from a black male, colleagues. She later said, "When I ran for Congress, I was running for president. I met more discrimination as a woman than being black. Men are men." Okay, in particular, she expressed frustration about the black majority thing. Says, "They think I am trying to take power from them. The black men must step forward, but that doesn't mean the black woman must step back." Her husband, however, was fully supportive of her candidacy and had no hang-ups about a woman that ran for president. Security were also concerned during her campaign. 3 confirmed threats was made against her life. Conrad Chisholm served as her bodyguard until U.S. Secret Service protection was given to her in May 1972. But I want to stop right there because at that time, this was Adam Clayton Powell passed away in 72. And so it wasn't that much power of a black man that had. Now this is during the time. Now, that's when I was talking to Shirley Chisholm. This was during the time, this was the feminist movement would stop popping up, would really start going on. And later on in life, that's when she started really joining. And then that's when it was some man was like, it was like certain programs was really taken away. It was like for special education for myself. And it was like, it was a lot of controversy with certain controversial things she was doing, but like I said, she's still my hero, and I'm just gonna leave it on that. Chisholm skipped the initial March 7th New Hampshire contest instead of focusing on March 14th for Florida primary, when she thought she would be recipient due to Black youth and strong women movement due to organizational difficulties, Congressman responsibility. She only made 2 campaign trips and ended with 3.5% of the vote for the seventh place finish. Wow. Chisholm had difficulties gaining ballot access, but campaigned on received voters in primary in 14 states. Her largest number of votes came in June 6 California primary, which he received 157,435 votes for 4.4% and the fourth place finish. Wow. We didn't represent her. While her best percentage in competitive primary came in May 6, North Carolina won. She got 7.5% for a third place finish. Overall, she won 28 delegates during the primary process itself. Chisholm's base of support was ethnic diverse and included the National Organization for Women, Brady Fryman, and Gloria Stagman. Now I'm going to say the two names. Those are the two names, Brady Fryman and Gloria Stagman. They was part of the one spearheaded the feminist movement. They was the one later on had say undertone racist things, and Shirley Chisholm was a part of it. That's why I've said that she was controversial. Just remember Brady Fryman and Gloria Steigman. Now Gloria Steigman also was her and Angela Davis were best of friends too. If y'all remember, I did a story about Angela Davis. Now back in the 80s, Gloria Steigman was talking about feminist things too. So connect the dots on there too. I want you to go back on my channel, look for church Angela Davis, and you know what I'm talking about. So I want to put that in. Attempt to run as Shirley Chisholm delegate in New York. Although during the primary season she received 430,703 votes, which was 2.7% as total nearly 16 million cast and represented seventh place among the Democratic. See, it goes to show, I have to say this, they was not ready for a woman of color to be president of anybody that being the president. And that was sad. Now that's part of the sexist, yes. But we have to understand it too, that I felt that she failed to realize that it was still white dominating at that time party. I'm talking about Republican Party and the Democrat Party. Like I said, I had conversations with her and stuff like that. So I was very disappointed in that she didn't see that. But at the 1972 Democratic National Convention in Miami Beach, Florida, she was still effort to take place in the campaign of former President Hubert H. Humphreys to stop nomination of Senator George McGovern. After that failed and McGovern's nomination was assured, as a symbolic gesture, Humphreys released his black delegates to Chisholm. Wow. This combination with deflections and disenchanted delegates from other candidates, as well as the delegates she had won the primaries, gave her a total of 151st ballot votes for the nominations during the July 12th roll call. Her precise total was 151.95. Wow. Her largest support overall came from Ohio with 23 delegates, slightly more than half than whites. Yeah, it figures. Even though she had not been on the ballot in the May 2nd primary there. Her total gave her fourth place on a roll call tally behind McGovern's winning total of 1,728 delegates. Chisholm said she ran for office in spite of hopeless odds to demonstrate to Shia that she will and refusal to accept the status quo. Among the volunteers was inspired by her campaign was Barbara Lee, who continued to be political activist and was elected as Congresswoman 25 years later. And it sometimes stated that Chisholm won the primary during the 1972 and won 3 state overall, with Jersey, Louisiana, and Mississippi being so identified. None of these fit as usual definition of winning as a plurality of the constant popular vote or delegate allocations. At the time of the state primary and caucus or state conventions. In June 6, New Jersey primary, where there was a complex ballot that features both a delegate selection vote and non-binding non-delegate producing beauty contest presidential preference vote. In the delegation select vote, Democratic front-runner Senator George McGovern defeated his main rival at the point, Senator Hubert H. Humphrey, and won the large share of the available delegates. I want to stop right here. Now, as I say, we was not included of those delegates because the delegates went to Chisholm. Most of the Democrat candidacy was not on the preference ballot, including McGovern and Humphreys. Of the two that were, Chisholm and former governor of North Carolina, Terry Sanford. Sanford had withdrawn from the contest 3 weeks earlier in the actual preference of ballot voting, which the Association Press describes meaningless. Chisholm received the majority of votes, 51,433, which was 66.9%. During the actual ballot of the National Convention, Chisholm received votes from only 4 out of New Jersey 109 delegates. Wow. With 89 going to McGovern. In the May 1930 in the May 13th Louisiana caucus, there was a battle between forces of McGovern and Governor George Wallace. Nearby, all of the delegates were those who identified as uncommitted, many of them black. Leading up to the convention, McGovern was thought to control 20 of Louisiana 44, with most of the rest uncommitted. During the actual roll call at the National Convention, Louisiana passed first, then cast 18%, 18.5 of its 44 votes for Chisholm, with the next best finish being McGovern and Senator Henry M. Jackson with 10 1/4 each. Wow. So get that back. Shoot. Hold on, family. I'm coming. So far, she was doing a lot. She really did. And it goes to show how white privilege, they can hate each other, but they gonna stick to their own, and they play dirty. When I say they really play dirty, family. And we have to understand that. And so throughout her illustrious political career, that I felt to me that she failed to see that. And but she persevered as we all do as melanin people. And we had to it just wow. As one delegate explains, our strategy was given. Surely I vote for sentimental reasons on the first ballot. Wow. However, if our vote would have made a difference, we would gone with McGovern. In Mississippi, there was two rival parties factions that each select delegations delegated at their own state conventions and caucus. Regulars represent the mostly white state Democrat Party and loyalists. Wow. Representing many blacks and whites liberals. Them liberals is sneaky people. They sneaky. They say they with you, but they don't be with you. Watch out for those liberals, because back then they were sticking it to us even right now. So watch out for these liberals too, family. East Lake professed to be largely uncommitted, but the regulars were thought to be favored Wallace and the loyalists were covered. Wow. By the time of the National Convention, the loyalists were seated following a credential challenge, and their delegate was characterized. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Okay. Just want to check out something. Eastlake professed to be largely uncommitted that was regular throughout the favor of McGovern. By the time the National Convention, the lawyers were seated following the credential charge of day delegates were characterized mostly survived government by support of Humphreys. During the convention, some McGovern delegate became very angry that saw a statement from McGovern that backed away from his commitment to end involved in Southeast Asia cast protest for Chisholm as a result. But the actual following Mississippi went in the first roll call and cast 25 votes for Chisholm, and McGovern coming next with 10. Okay, later terms, Chisholm created controversy when she visited rival and acknowledges opposing George Wallace in the hospital. Soon after his shooting in May 1972, during the presidential primary campaign several years later, when Chisholm worked on a bill to give domestic workers right to minimum wage, Wallace helped gain vote for enough Southern congressmen to push the legislation throughout the House. That's big. From 1977 to 1981, during the 95th Congress and 96th Congress, Chisholm was elected to the position of House Democrat leader as Secretary of the House Democratic Caucus. Throughout her tenure in Congress, Chisholm worked to improve opportunity for inner city residents. She was a vocal opponent, draft, and support spending, increased education, healthcare. Hold on, family. But it goes to show that she was she been through a lot. She has overcome, and and she needs to be recognized. She needs to be recognized. And but if you talk to people, they always say, "Oh yeah." Now before I continue, later on, Geraldine Ferraro, she was a congresswoman. I forgot which district in New York, so don't quote me. She also ran for president as she thought. She keep on saying that she was the first. She was not the first. We already know it's Trace Chisholm, but that was a propaganda. And so So it was like people who was with Chisholm, they was a constant fight because it was and then she wasn't really saying, but see, she had racial overtone too as a white woman, and she was like presenting her, and it's like the Democrat Party back then, like in '84, they just like dismissed like Charlie Chisholm after all of that too, and then she was very hurt over that too. Because he gave so much to the Democrat Party ever since in the late '60s. And by you put somebody in front of you that you know that you're a trailblazer, how do you think you will feel? So at that time, she was like going through a lot. By talking to her, she was going, and salute to her strength. You know, salute to her. I'm gonna finish up a few minutes. Then we're gonna be going to check on the chat. Then after that, on in this well just wow. From 77 to 71 during the 95th, 96th Congress, Chisholm elected a position in the House Democrat leadership Secretary of House Democrat Caucus. Throughout her tenure in Congress, Chisholm worked to improve opportunities for inner city residents. She was a vocal opponent in the draft supporting spending, increased education, healthcare, and other social service reductions of military spending in the area of national security and foreign policy. Chisholm worked for the unification of Internal Security Act of 1950. She opposed the American involvement of the Vietnam War and the expansion of weapon development. During the Jimmy Carter administration, she called for better treatment for Haiti refugees. Chisholm's first marriage ended in divorce, afraid 1977. Later that year, she married Arthur Hart, a former New York State Assemblyman who Chisholm had known, which they had both served in that body, who now a Buffalo liquor store owner. Wow. Chisholm had no was sequestered in the automobile accident doing to take care of him, but also dissatisfied with the course of liberal politics in the wake of the Reagan Revolution. She announced her retirement from Congress in '82. Harwood died in 1986. Wow. After leaving Congress, children made her home in suburban Williamsville, New York. She resumed her career educating, being named of the Puritan Chair at all-women Mount Holyoke College in Massachusetts. As such, was not member of any political department, but she would be able to teach classes in various areas. Then previously holding a position including W.H. Auden, Bertrand Russell, and Alma Bottoms. At Mount Holyoke, she taught politics, sociology from 1983 to 1987. She focused on an undergraduate course where it covers politics and involved women and race. Dean of Faculty Joseph Ellis later said that Chisholm contributed to this vital tool of the college that gave the college a presence. In 1985, she was visiting scholar. She was a visiting scholar at Spelman College. Spelman College, that's it. Also is Atlanta, Georgia. Also, of course, that's Morehouse. During those years, she continued to give speeches at colleges by her own accounts, visiting over 150 campuses. Since becoming nationally known, she told students to avoid polarization and intolerance. If you don't accept others who are different, that means nothing. That you learn Cassius. Continued to be involved political. She traveled to visit different minority groups and urged them to become strong force in the local level. In '84 and '88, she campaigned for Jesse Jackson, the president elections in 1990. In 1990, Chisholm, along with 50 other black women and men, formed the African American Women for Reproduction Freedom. Another one that she was not mentioned. Let me say it again. African American Women for Reproduction Freedom. They don't even mention her and other ones who started. Incredible. Chisholm retired from Florida in 1991. In '93, President Clinton nominated her to be United States ambassador to Jamaica, but she could not serve due to poor health. The nomination was withdrawn. Wow. I remember that. In the same year, she was inducted of the National Women Hall of Fame. Shirley Chisholm died in 2005 in Almond Beach near Daytona Beach after suffering several strokes. She was buried at the Oakwood Mausoleum at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Buffalo, which the legend inscribed on her votes read, "Unborn and unborsed." So it goes to show, family, that when you put your mind to it, you can do it. And these are women, some women I mentioned, they actually is still here. And to me, not one time they have not mentioned the late great Shirley Chisholm. Now she also, like I said, she was still part of the feminist group too. Feminist So all these programs that she helped created, family, and I'm talking to black women now, you need to thank her. The WIC program, you need to thank churchism. It was not a white woman. It was a black woman. She helped create. Also, she's a founder of the Black Historical Black Caucus with the late great Eric McCaffrey. So now we got to put some respect of our history. And this is not a long time it's happened. Okay? This is recent, like 50 years. Okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shut out to the family. Then I'm gonna drop my little thing. Then I'm gonna close it out. Shout out to She Stay Sleep TV. My brother, you know I always got you. My good brother Rob, the educator in our community, got you too. Thanks for coming. My sister Sheenan Waller, always a blessing you come, sweetie. Root Words, thanks for coming, my brother. Always appreciate it. Subscribe. And I want y'all to subscribe to these people, to each other in the chat. Let's participate. My brother Jarvis Davis, thanks for coming. Always appreciate you, fam. Subscribe to this channel. Jarvis Davis, I want you to let me know, do you have a channel that so I can shut you out? I know I see somebody. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Ray Zone, to come through. Ray Zone had just subscribed to me. I was in Town Biz hangout, and the brother had looked up for me and he subscribed to me. And I want y'all to subscribe to Ray Zone 718. Again, Ray Zone 718. I'm from 718 too, Ray Zone. I'm originally from 718, Ray Zone. Ray Zone 718. Subscribe to the brother. Thanks for coming. Very, very much appreciate, family. Keep on coming through, my brother. Keep on coming through. Appreciate that. Mama Rika, wealth to you. Thanks for coming. Always appreciate my sister. Always appreciate it. Oh, the Truth Hurt podcast. Thanks for coming. I very much appreciate it. Welcome to the family. I'm sorry. Also, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yes, Farry Lou Hamer. We gotta respect that. Black Beauty, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. But we have to understand, family, that Charlie Chisholm made a mark. And despite maybe something I ain't like, I always going to respect the family. So my thing is this, that they also named a post office after her name. Shirley Chisholm is located on 4th Street, Ocean Hill, Brownsville. I used to go there all the time when I used to live in BK. I call it the source. And so when I walk in there, I walk into words, I walk into presence. She means a lot, especially for Brooklyn. I'm not saying she did a lot. She did a lot for Brooklynites. She did a lot, especially like to have more businesses in our community. Also, she looked out. She looked out for our Caribbean community, African American community. She made sure that all this, she made sure that we bound together. So in her own way, like I said, there's certain things I ain't like, but it's good. So salute to the late great Shirley Chisholm, and only I could say that put some respect, and she was a great one. She is, and we need to recognize it. We got to keep her legacy going. And the WIC program, she created it. She's a founding member, the Black Caucus, with Eric McCabe and other organizations that she created. Put some respect on her name. So, family, I'm going to end this. Have a good morning. Thanks for joining me. Nice snack with JT in history. Like I always bring it. Nobody never seen it before. And I'm going to keep on pushing it. I might come with the next one today. I don't know yet. I might do a little cooking. I don't know. A little cooking on a little dinner. I don't know yet. But let's learn to love each other. Let's fellowship and let's learn to advocate for ourselves. Read my hashtag. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it out before I close it out. First one, family. Let's get another championship for our existence. The second one I created last week. Hashtag Black people. We part of humanity too. And we are. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit the bell back to the chat and put some respect on Shirley Chisholm. One of my heroes. Matter of fact, let me say this. One of my sheroes. So on that note, peace and blessings to the family. Thanks for coming. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to the chat and hold on. Before I close down, let me go back to the chat and the Truth Hurt podcast. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to the family. Don't let it be the last time. Don't let it be the last time you come. I appreciate that. And Ray Zone 718. Thanks for coming. Ray Zone 718. The Truth Hurt podcast. Thank you, Mama Rika, for the compliment. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm living proof. That's what I do. And I don't care if y'all don't like it, y'all can hit the dislike button. I don't care. But I'm always gonna bring what I have and what I've seen in visual to the ones who wants to know. That wants to know. So be safe out there. Fairy Lou Hamer. Throw your hands up to Fairy Lou Hamer. I might do a story about her. That's one of my heroes. You never know. You know how the darkness do. When I come, I come. All right? On that note, family, have a good one. Be safe. And I am Ghost.